It's our third edition of Monday Night with the Red and White, presented by but not at McAllister's Deli, and women's basketball coach Brady Sallee joins us. Brady, it is your exclusive first interview since you were unjustly knocked out of women's basketball TikTok challenge competition. Are you still crushed?
Well, here's what I've decided. I'm proud of the very first one that we came out with. My production team that involved my 3 kids and my wife. I think we put out a drop the mic moment, and I wasn't real sure that I was going to have to produce a new one every time. So I didn't completely read the rules, which is perfect for a head coach, right? I didn't completely read the rules. I thought maybe this one was just going to go through the bracket. And I think if it would have, clearly Brady Exotic comes out as a champion.
Well, that was only the second biggest story in women's basketball over the last couple of weeks. Before I ask you about your team in particular, I want to ask you about bigger picture too. Sabrina Ionescu goes number 1 overall in the WNBA draft to the Liberty. The Liberty sell out of her jersey that night. Where do you think women's basketball is as a whole right now in terms of the steps forward that the sport is taking and what that kind of means in the trickle down for everything else?
I think it's really an interesting set of circumstances that you're seeing. Sabrina coming back instead of coming out early, was big for her brand and for our brand. But to see what she did, the record she set, the personality she is, and then, you think about her relationship with Kobe, and that part of the story, the crossover that Kobe made because he had daughters, and his love for not just NBA and not just men's basketball, but just basketball. What I'm hoping is 10 years down the road, we look back and we see this whole moment in time, and we see the WNBA in a place that we all dreamed of, and we see college basketball in a place that we all dreamed of, and we can all trace it back to kind of this moment in time, everything going on, and Sabrina being just the personality and player that she is.
Well, she makes some big strides and some big steps jumping forward to the New York Liberty. You guys have added a ton as well as a team over the last couple of weeks. How busy a man were you when quarantine started working on the securing of 3 transfers?
Once we got over the hurt of the season being over, knowing we had more basketball, and Crystal Rice was a junior college kid that we had followed, started at Indiana State, talking dynamic scorer and a kid that can really handle it. With Ella Skeens, we had recruited her hard out of high school. It killed us when she chose to go to Dayton, because we really thought she was a Brady kid, hard-nosed, tough, willing to do all the little things, has some Brandy Woody in her, willing to go down and come up with a bloody lip and not slow down at all. Just a physical specimen and really tough kid that can score in all three levels. So there was no film we needed to watch. It was, hey, like we wanted her the first time. That one went pretty quick. I think she came out, she wanted to be here. We wanted her. It was a matter of, I don't know, maybe 32 total hours from the time she went to portal to the time she was official. And then through that whole time, one of my best friends coaches in the Mountain West. And so I probably pay more attention to that league than most others. And Nevada had this electric guard, Essence Booker. Just one of those guards that you're like, whew, if I had one of those. People might think I'm a good coach, Joe. I called my buddy pretty quick and I said, hey, is there anything I need to know? He goes, no, she's one of the best 5 talents in our league. That first conversation went well with Audrey, and then I got on the phone with her. Essence was through the roof. We talked forever. It was like she was one of mine already. And I think the relationship just grew from there. she had so many opportunities. I mean, she was just, her phone was blowing up, from Power Five schools all over the country. And so we just feel blessed that she chose Ball State.
How do you feel about getting Essence and Ella for this season? And if they have to sit out, they have to sit out. I know that's part of the game. But if you get everybody, what does that mean for you in terms of figuring out a rotation?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. One, I don't think the rule is going to pass where it grants immediate eligibility for next year. That's just my opinion. I have no insider info on it. Just from the things I've read and the tone of it all, I think it's going to be a year out. But the interesting thing, if you talk to Essence and you talk to Ella, I think they're excited about the possibility of sitting out and developing, and really honing their skills and learning the system and being teammates and all those kind of things. I think they're excited about what that can do for their career. But clearly, if they're granted immediate eligibility, we're loaded, man.
Awesome, Brady. On that note, we'll let you get back to whatever you're doing, and appreciate you spending some time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Joel. And again, thanks for all the first responders out there, the doctors, the nurses, the people on the front line. I mean, just you talking about heroes and you talking about people that have our utmost respect and prayers. Couldn't be prouder to be in a community that has so many good people behind the scenes and on the front lines now, making sure that we're good.